midday.
It is.
Midday,
It is
yeah.
midday.
Although we have just had a bacon roll.
We have just had a bacon roll.
Well, we say just. That was what time? 11:30.
It might be an hour ago now. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Starving again.
Yeah. Worst job you've ever had. Let's have the number one.
Lecturer at Bucks Uni.
You're still going with the lecturer. You were good at that and you enjoyed it.
Yeah, well, I did. I enjoyed it at the beginning. We had this really creative and fantastic sort of boss, and he was an ex sort of punk.
Yeah.
And he was just really good at encouraging all the creativity and sheltering you from all that management stuff. Obviously, it was creative industries course. And then he went, and we got this other boss who I think in a previous life had been an A&R man. A shit one, obviously, because he'd ended up in management at university. In fact, he taught me, and he was just awful. And it just it changed the dynamic of the whole university. And yeah, I mean, it was I was there for 10 years. And it was pretty hard leaving. But God, you look back now, it's the best thing that ever happened.
Sometimes you need a nudge, don't you?
Yeah.
Sometimes something happens and you completely change up your career and suddenly you realise, oh, I should have done that.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it happens.
But no, I used to work in bars and that was my sort of in between tours and, you know, various, because when you start out in the music business, you sort of get, it's sort of quite sporadic, isn't it?
Very
So, which is
piecemeal.
why I guess we're sort of talking about crap jobs, because you have to do
You
crap
have to
jobs
do it.
for
At the
it.
beginning you do.
But I always say to, you know, like my other half's got younger, well, they're not younger, but they're in their 20s.
Yeah.
And it's like, why are you working? Go get a job in a bar.
Yeah.
Because you've got the social life, it's good fun, you
Yeah.
meet people. We used to. People don't go to bars really anymore. I suppose they do, but
I worked in a pub for, I think, around 4 or 5 years. The whole time I was doing, from my second studio job onwards, I worked in a pub, I think 4 years, I think it was. And it was great because I worked, I think, Friday afternoon, Friday night, Saturday afternoon, Saturday night. And everyone was like, that's your whole weekend, man. And I'm like, what else am I going to, I'm going to be in this pub.
yeah.
So
Either spending money or
I can either be spending it or be getting paid. And I'm in here with all the same people anyway. So
I couldn't work in a pub now.
No, I couldn't now. I don't think they want me to now.
No. Customers are arseholes. That's
Well, do you know what? I remember that feeling. I remember I'd had a year off from working in the pub and I went back and then I just remember one day thinking, I don't think I can ever serve anyone
No.
ever again. I've just reached that point. And I was quite good at it. I did really well at it, but I just suddenly got to that breaking point where, nope, I can't be nice to random strangers who want to drink something or eat something anymore. That's it.
Yeah.
I'm done with that. And to be fair,
Did you ever spit in food or do that sort of thing? Because people say that, don't they? If you complain about the food in places, it comes back and it's been
is that
tampered with.
real? I've never done. I've never seen anyone do that either.
No. Well, you're not supposed to. That's the
No, good point. No, I'm not aware of that actually happening.
no.
But
Yeah, I mean, there's also jobs within music that I didn't particularly like. I'm not going to say which ones, but that sort of, there was one job where you'd drive a van full of PA and backline, and you'd drive it, you know, the length of the country,
yeah, done a few of those.
unload it all, set it all up in some shithole,
Yeah,
hang around for a bit, mix a gig,
yeah.
pack it all down again, put it back in the van,
Yeah.
and drive back, you know. And it
Well, I
was
think,
like, you
I
know,
think
like-
me and you did that exact same
We
job
did,
at different
yeah,
times
yeah.
for the same people, and I know what you mean.
It was like, but you'd be doing like 22-hour days.
Yeah, I remember what I got paid for that. I cannot believe I did it.
No, same.
That said, I know how big a percentage of what I needed to earn a week to pay the bills when I had young kids that
Well,
was.
that's it.
And that was it. You know,
Yeah.
at that point in my life when I was doing crappy jobs, I had young kids and I had to earn the money.
Yeah,
And-
I don't
and
think
that was that.
you don't. That's a value you don't seem to get so much anymore. You know, it's easy to stay at home living off the bank of mum and dad than it is to get out there and.
I never
you
had that
know.
option. I had my own family. I had to get
Yeah.
out and earn money.
Yeah,
That was that. It was, you know, I think people over the years at various times have accused me of being lazy, but I've never not paid my way as an adult.
no,
You know, it's sometimes not as successfully as others, you know, as we've discussed in the past. I did actually end up homeless at one point, which
Yeah.
wasn't ideal, not entirely my fault, but, you know,
You sorted it out and pulled it round, didn't you?
Yeah, but it's, you can't always help that kind of stuff.
No.
But it was I don't know. You've got to have a work ethic that at least means you pay for yourself.
They've messed that up, haven't they?
That's a very bad bit of parking going on next to us. Yeah. So all that happens when you get older and a little bit more successful is that you've just got enough money in your bank or whatever that if maybe you're doing a job and the job falls through or whatever, you've got a bit of breathing space before you have to work again.
Wow.
Therefore, you don't immediately have to go and get a crap job.
Thing is though, you get a bigger car, you get mortgage, bigger house, so the more you earn, the more you spend, the more people just,
my outgoings are catastrophic. Right
I know, yeah.
Right. I can't believe how large my outgoings are.
Yeah. I know. It's January, isn't it? It's tax bill time.
Yeah.
And it's terrifying.
It is.
Do you want to reduce your payment on account? Yes, please. Although you're a lot more organised financially than I am. I'm a little more haphazard.
I have a very good accountant and I listen to everything he says. And for the last 7 or 8 years, that's very much kept me on the straight and narrow.
Yeah.
And but no, I was a disaster on that front for a long, long time. I would be doing my tax return on January the 31st every year, surrounded by receipts on my living room floor, scratching my head.
I got ChatGPT to do mine. Downloaded my bank statement.
No.
Yeah, uploaded the spreadsheet into GPT.
It's the future.
Apparently.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's such a good idea.
Yeah. Yep. Did it in no time.
You heard it here first, folks. That's a tip.
ChatGPT, it does everything for me. Yeah.
It appears to be doing everything for everyone right now. Everyone I speak to is rinsing ChatGPT to deal with their life.
Yeah.
Well, this is industrial estate in Letchworth. And in about, I can't even think what year it was. I think I was 21 and I just finished my second studio job. The studio closed down and for about a year and a half, I was kind of out of work. So I did loads of temping and one of the jobs I did was work at a book packing factory, which is what this used to be. And I was at the end of a conveyor belt and these books would just come piling off the end and there was just enough gaps between the books on this thing to stack it on a pallet, turn around and pick up the next one. And that was my job all day, every day. And several times something would happen, you'd mess it up and you'd just missed one. And then as soon as you missed one, the chances were while you're picking that one up, it was all over. And then you'd end up with a big pile of books. And eventually, if you realised you were never going to fix that, you'd basically shout to the guy at the other end, stop. He'd push a big red button, a siren would go off and everybody in the whole factory would go, oh.
Yeah.
And you get called all kinds of names. You'd then be given sort of 5 minutes to catch up, put all your books in a pile, and then it would all start again.
It was SIM cards in phones for me, working at Orange, and a box would come along. You'd have a pile of SIM cards. You'd open the box, take the packaging out, take the phone out of the box, take the phone out of the wrapping, take the back off the phone. It was Dairy's Nokia phones. The battery off the phone, snap out the SIM card, put the SIM card in the phone, put the battery back on, put the bag back on, put the phone back in the bag, put the thing in the box, put the packaging back on, shut the box. You do that for 8 hours a day.
Oh my God. But around this time, I remember another job I had in another building somewhere on this estate. I can't remember. I think I was only there a day, where I was soldering circuit boards, and it was a similar thing. A tray of circuit boards would be put in front of me, and I basically had to solder. You know those little PP3 battery connectors?
Yeah.
I had to solder one of them on every circuit board. It would take the first hour. It took me 5 minutes to solder one.
Yeah.
And then I got so quick, I was doing a whole tray in like 10 minutes, and it was just all day. And
Is that not hurting your bottom?
it's a little bit cold, yeah.
God.
I just remember at the end of the day, the guy going, "You want to come back tomorrow?" No,
No.
never doing this again.
Quick fit? You did a bit of quick fit, didn't you?
Did quick fit for 8 months.
Did you?
Yeah. Yeah. There are things you have to do sometimes in order to
Make it in the music business.
make it in, well, whatever you're doing, sometimes you just have to do a crap job for a little while.
Yeah.
Should we get back to the studio?
Let's.
It's freezing. Welcome back, everybody. This is episode 2 of The Plan. I'm Sean, that's Dan. We haven't discussed about why it's called The Plan, have we?
No, except it rhymes with Dan.
That might be one of the bigger reasons why it's called the plan, but also because there kind of isn't one.
There isn't one, yeah.
You know, and it's a phrase that comes up whenever we see each other. Right? What's the plan?
What's the plan? Yeah.
What are we doing today? So
Sean's the man with the plan.
I'm the man with a vague plan.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah. That's why you get to hold. That's why he gets to hold the cards
I just need a little bit of direction, otherwise God knows where it will go.
in life.
Well, generally in life, someone needs to hold the cards, don't they?
They do. They do.
Anyway,
Hold all the cards.
hold all the cards. Let's do as we intend to always do and start with some news.
Okay.
Do you want to start off, or shall I start off? What have you got?
What have I got? Well, the fires in LA.
They look pretty severe, don't they?
Hollywood's on fire, man.
Hollywood is on fire. Apparently, I heard from you,
Yeah.
the Hollywood sign might go up.
Yeah.
I mean, someone's got to film that in 4K or whatever, and they've got to get it.
Would they replace it, do you think?
It's been replaced a bunch of times.
Has it?
Yeah.
You know, I climbed up that
I
hill
did.
once, to
Yeah.
go and touch it. And we
Yeah.
got shouted at by
I didn't touch
police
it.
on the top. No, we didn't. I was
No.
with Kodish, and they went, "Go back down!" And he went, "Come on, man, let's go." And I went, "No, I'm going down." He seems pretty stern. Yeah. But yeah, tragic. All these people losing their homes. Yeah. And you were saying about photographs and things like that.
Well, I was just saying that probably not our generation so much, but definitely that my kids, if their houses burn down, and let's hope they don't, all their sort of treasured photographs and possessions, most of that is stored on the cloud somewhere, so they're not going to lose it. Whereas, you know, if my parents' house burned down, they would lose all their everything.
So come on, if hypothetically, if your house was on fire,
Yes.
and you could grab one thing, what would it be? And it not your girlfriend. She can get out on her own.
Not your girlfriend or the kids.
Or the kids, yeah, not including them, assuming
If
they're
I
out.
had to grab one thing,
Yeah.
oh man, it would probably be. It might be something like a photo or a. I don't know. I don't.
It's weird, isn't it?
No, I mean, in the moment, probably something stupid. But no,
Fire extinguisher.
fire extinguisher would be a really sensible thing to grab. Bucket,
Yeah.
the hose. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. No, I don't. You see, this is the thing, and you know, I don't really. I mean, I've got stuff of value in my house. You know,
Yeah.
I've got guitars and keyboards and
Yeah,
stuff like that, but none of it's really.
no. I mean, this place is this studio is in my garden, and it's probably all my most expensive stuff in the world is in this one building. It is very well insured. And I've always been pretty convinced it's so well insulated and so well built. I think this place could pretty much burn itself out, and there would be very little signs from the outside. I'd just
Really?
open the door one day and it'd all
Just-
just be
yeah,
a
just
big pile of ashes. But it is all insured. But yeah, you know, it's the irreplaceable stuff these days is the stuff on hard drives.
Yeah.
Now, as much as
Well,
probably all my photos are on the cloud,
Yeah.
everything I've ever done work-wise is on a hard
Yeah.
drive stored in here.
Yeah.
Some of it is in a safe. I don't know if that's going to survive a fire.
You're amazing, Philip. We've discussed this before. You keep everything, don't you? Emails going back years.
I've got every email going back to my first email account, which I think was 98.
And I've made records and films. And
Lost
all this-
everything.
Yeah, I have. I'm just not. I was never that organised.
I'm not. I mean, I guess I am quite organised.
You are?
I just like to store stuff in a place
You
I
have
know
a
I can
USB
find it.
stick holder.
I do have a USB stick holder. Yeah. And I do have. Yeah, I do. I have a drawer full of hard drives which are double backed up, and you know, I'm good with that stuff. But it's my job. I have, you know.
I had I had a hard drive go, and that was it. It was one of the, terabyte hard drive when they were
that's
big.
bad when that happens.
Yeah,
Yeah.
went, and it was like, well, that's that. That's every photograph.
Yeah.
You know, I've only got photographs from a certain age because
Yeah.
the ones going
I have a regular day about every 3 or 4 months where everything I've worked on in that time gets backed up to another drive, at least one other drive, just so I can sleep. That's it.
Yeah.
I don't, I don't want to have to tell a client, that album you're
Yeah.
working on, it's gone.
gone. Yeah.
It's all gone.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, the fires. That was the big news story. That, yeah.
Scary stuff.
What about you?
Well, there's a couple of interesting things. One was Meta scrapping third-party fact checkers.
So is that?
So that's basically what Elon Musk did with Twitter.
Yeah. But
So
Go on.
it just means they're going to use in-house systems for checking their
Does it?
facts.
Okay.
And they also said they're going to allow more political content,
yeah.
which basically means Facebook is going to become a nightmare. I mean, it's already a bit of a nightmare.
I've got rid of. I don't do Facebook or X.
No.
I was on X, and they say it's for freedom of speech. It's a
It's a nightmare.
cesspit.
It is a cesspit these days. Yeah.
You know, people are free to say what they want. I just don't want to have to hear it or read it.
No, and I think that's the problem with X now, is that every now and again I go on it and think, oh, I'll have a look, see what it's like. I just get bombarded
Yeah.
with stuff I wouldn't choose to look
No,
at, and I can't help it. It's just there.
There's a good news. So bloody Elon Musk chipping in with everybody's politics, from Germany to the UK, to obviously the US. He's moved into Mar-a-Lago, $2,000 a night thing with
Yep.
Trump, hasn't he?
I feel two different ways about the stuff he's been saying about other countries' politics. In one way, I feel quite strongly, keep your nose out, mate.
Yeah.
On the other way, it's no different to me spouting my opinions on another country's politics. The difference is people are listening.
Except that you don't have multi-billion-dollar contracts with
No.
various governments, and you're not the richest man on the planet, and you don't own a social media platform.
No, I get that, but I don't want to live in a world where you're not allowed to say what you want.
Yeah, but there's a difference between saying what you want and interfering in things.
Yeah.
You know, he has a lot of influence, whether you like that or not. I don't like that.
No.
I used to be a big Musk fan.
Yeah, I'm the same.
Yeah, but
Not
I
anymore.
cannot bear him now. In fact,
No.
he's a bit like Gary Barlow. I just can't even look at him. This is going to be a theme, isn't it?
Elon Musk and Gary Barlow
Yeah.
sitting
Oh.
in a tree.
Yeah. Grim.
Wow.
Grace. Yeah.
Interesting. Those two.
Yeah,
have
there's a
ended up in
video
the
for
same
Sora.
camp.
That's stuff of nightmares, that is.
I think we need some kind of sin bin where Dan puts the people he can't bear. And right now we've got Elon Musk and Gary Barlow in there.
yeah.
We'll see who else ends up in there in the next few months. Might have to come up with some kind of graphic for that.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, good.
Wow.
Yeah.
The other interest, I mean, that the scrapping third party thing, I just think all it's going to do is turn Facebook into the same issue as X.
Yeah, but they'll use Are you suggesting that they'll use some sort of AI to fact check the?
Possibly, or they'll just not bother.
Who are third party fact check? To be honest, I've not because I don't engage with their product. I've not really read it. So is that like they employ other companies?
I think
to
other
do
companies have been checking facts on posts on,
Yeah.
on social media, on Meta, and if they're deemed to be simply untrue, they are either labelled as untrue or they're removed.
Because of that,
But that's like, you can't look on the internet without seeing every day flat earthers, people that don't believe we landed on the moon,
the ice wall.
all of that. You can't avoid it. The internet is full of dickheads spouting bollocks. If you can't spot the bollocks, it's on you. Now, really. That's life.
Yeah,
Get
some time with
get an
some,
education.
Some conspiracy theorist sort of people over Christmas, and it was
It's terrifying.
yeah. I quite like the Keanu Reeves. It's you're welcome to your opinion,
Yeah.
and I'm welcome to mine. I'm not interested in hearing yours or discussing mine with you.
See, that's a good way of it.
Yeah.
Just shut up.
Yeah,
And if you've got a weird opinion, that's great.
but
Just keep it to
people
yourself.
can't have conversations now, can they? It's this thing they took. Well, I think it's extremism, isn't it? You can't disagree with someone and still sort of get along and go and have a pint.
No,
If-
that should be allowed.
Yeah.
You should be able to be friends with someone who you have completely different political views. I mean, I know I do. I know I've got friends
Yeah.
who we have very different political views.
Yeah.
And that's fine.
Yeah.
We just don't have to
Don't
talk
talk
about that
about
all the
that.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you don't, you're right.
Politics
it's become
and religion.
very binary, isn't it?
Yeah.
In that you're my friend or you're an arsehole and I want to kill you.
Yeah, exactly that.
And it's
yeah.
like, whoa, it
Yeah.
doesn't have to be that.
No.
And it doesn't have to be that between countries either.
No.
I feel like my childhood, countries were doing very different things.
Yeah.
And that was fine because that was a different country
Yeah.
and that's how they did it.
Yeah.
We did it different.
Yeah.
And that's all right.
Yeah.
Now it's like, no,
No,
you'll do
you-
things the way we
yeah.
do them or we're going to invade you.
Here's a bit of news. What about Trump buying Greenland
What's
and
a
turning
nut job?
turning Mexico into the Gulf of America and Canada being the 51st state?
Yeah, he's insane. He's insane. What other reason can there be for saying he just likes to get a headline and he's really good at it?
I don't know. I think he's
Yeah, he might try it.
Trump's going to buy it. I wonder how much he's going to offer.
How's he going to buy it if it's not for
Yeah.
sale?
I wonder which estate
It's like
agent.
someone coming around your house, I'm going to buy
Yeah.
your wife. But
Who's
you're
going
not.
to value it? How many bedrooms has it got?
Maybe Connells are going to deal with it.
Anyway, yeah.
Baffling.
Yeah. Has it got a south-facing garden?
I think it's got a south-facing coast. It's kind of bit nippy though.
Yeah.
You know.
Bit nippy, yeah.
Bit nippy there.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay, good.
Right.
News.
Last one we got on the news.
So there's more.
There's one
There's
more.
more,
yeah.
there's more.
Well, this one was just, I couldn't resist it. Apparently there's a homeowner in France.
homo?
A homo. There's a home owner
Yeah.
in France
Yeah.
who wanted to evict his tenant.
Yeah.
And obviously there's some quite strict laws, rightfully so, about evicting your tenants.
Mm.
But there's no laws whatsoever about going around your own property and removing the windows and the doors. So that's what he did.
I think this is a bit of an old not a wives' tale, but I've heard this before of landlords doing that. I'm just going to fix your front door, taking it off, and disappearing with it. It'd take about a week. Yeah, and of course you get back and they've gone, I'm leaving.
I mean, you can't steal someone's doors.
It's his door.
I get that.
I'm a landlord, I get it. Yeah, it's a nightmare trying to evict people.
Oh, well, let them live.
Yeah, not pay rent. Yeah, anyway, don't start me on that one.
So you don't think it's weird that you're allowed to nick someone's windows and doors?
I do, yes. I do totally, yeah. But tenants, I know landlords get a bad rap, but tenants can be arseholes.
Hey, look, I was a tenant for, 20 years or something, and that, it's as hard as it is. I understand being a tenant is a bit of a nightmare because nothing's ever quite yours, blah, blah, blah. I've always tried to be the best possible tenant.
Yeah.
I always maintained my own places.
Not everybody's like that.
No, I know, but if somewhere started looking a bit iffy, I would repaint it.
Yeah.
I would fix problems if I could. If there's a
Brilliant.
problem with the toilet, I'll
Brilliant.
call the plumber. I'll
Yeah.
pay the plumber.
Yeah.
I did all of that because in the way I looked at it, every time I call him up and say there's a problem,
Yeah.
there's a slight chance he might go, I'll just sell it.
Yeah.
So I thought I just won't hassle him.
Yeah, well,
I'll
brilliant,
sort it out.
brilliant. I end up, the best way to get rid of a tenant is to say, look, you hate me, and believe me, I hate you. Don't give me any notice. I'll give you your full deposit back. Now,
Nice. Yeah, I never had a landlord like that.
but this, again, ChatGPT has made things a lot easier because it used to be, I used to stew over
Yeah.
getting stuff from tenants. Put it into ChatGPT, vroom, it writes a response. There you go.
Wow.
Yeah. Everything ChatGPT, isn't it? We were just talking about this. Did my tax return for me this year.
Yeah, you were saying earlier. That's mad. That is
Anyway.
mad. There you go. Right, let's move on. TV, film, videos, whatever. What have you been watching recently?
Well, we've done a load of these sort of drama series.
Yep.
Films are too short now. Because you watch
they
a
feel it sometimes, don't they?
Yeah. You
so
watch
hang on,
these-
you can't tell a story in an hour and a half. You need 8 parts.
Oh, and I love a limited series documentary on Netflix as well.
Who doesn't?
Yeah. Living next door to a killer.
I mean, I can't wait for Drive to Survive to come back. Every year, the Formula One documentary,
Yeah.
there's loads of it. I binge it in a day every
Do
year
you?
and then spend a year going, I wish I'd done that. I wish I'd made it
Just
last
eked
week.
it out.
I just
Yeah.
can't turn it off.
No.
Love it.
Yeah. So yeah, but actually, oddly enough, ITV make a lot of good drama stuff.
Yep.
And the other one we watched that's on Netflix is Black Doves with Keira Knightley and Ben
Whishaw.
Ben Whishaw, yeah.
He comes from the same place as I do. He grew up there.
Where?
Hitchin.
Does he?
Yeah. Yeah, he used to be knocking around
Oh.
a few years ago.
Yeah.
Excellent actor.
Yeah, excellent actor.
And
He's
that-
the voice of Paddington, incidentally,
It was-
which Gary Barlow wrote the theme tune for. Just
Hello, Gary, and his sin bin over there. Keira Knightley as well. Damn.
Yeah.
Yes. I enjoyed that a lot. I thought it was awesome. Really well done.
It's got that woman who she's become really popular on the TV. You know, the one that plays the big boss. She's a northerner.
Yes. Yeah,
She's-
yeah, of
she
course.
did that-
Sarah Lancashire.
Yes.
She used to be in Corrie, didn't she?
And now she's
What?
like the best actor on the planet. She did that cop show. She was a police officer.
Yeah, she was very good in
which
that.
apparently
What was
lots of
that
people. I didn't watch it.
I did. It was good. It was,
Was it?
terrifyingly, yeah.
I didn't
harrowing.
watch it, but it was obviously crap.
No, it was good. It was. I can't remember what it's
Oh,
called,
right.
but yeah, it was good.
Anyway, I was just quite surprised to see her crop up in it.
She's excellent in pretty much everything she does.
Yeah, I know she's well awarded and stuff.
Yeah,
Just,
you're not having it. Are you? Is she going in your sin bin?
No, she's not. 'Cause no,
Dan's not having it.
I mean, to be fair, no. Anyway,
No.
I'm not going to go there. She's a little bit annoying to look at. That's all I'm going to say.
A
That's,
little
and that's-
bit annoying to look
Yeah,
at.
that's just one of the things that gets people in the sin bin.
Okay.
And is there any personal?
Yeah,
Personal
preferences. Yeah.
I'm sure there's lots of people that think she's completely lovely.
Yeah, I'm sure there is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Keira Knightley, where does she stand on that?
No, Keira Knightley. Where does she's? Yeah, I'd look at Keira Knightley a lot. She's one of my faves, actually.
Yeah, she's me too. Yeah, she's very good though as well. I think she.
Oh, she's brilliant.
There's-
The fight scenes and stuff in that. I'm a big fan of her in Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, she's got a good physicality. She knows how to fight. Well, she's been trained how to fight, obviously,
Yeah.
but it looks
Yeah.
convincing, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It looked good. You're smiling while you're remembering now, aren't you? Twisted.
Yeah.
A series I watched.
Wouldn't mind being beaten up by Keira Knightley.
It's not that kind of show, Dan. Although in your head, I'm sure
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah.
On Netflix, I recently watched the new Harlan Coben thing. Have you heard of Harlan Coben? So he's this writer that is just banging out Netflix sort of, I don't know what you call them, sort of crime dramas. And they're all on Netflix, and 90% of them are brilliant.
Yeah.
And his latest one's called Missing You, which I watched. And again, I think I binged it.
I think I've watched that.
Yeah, it's possible. It's all over Netflix at
Is
the
it?
moment.
Yeah.
But again, it's one of those, you can't help but binge it because it's so good, and then it's gone. Oh,
Yeah.
I have to wait another year
Yeah.
for it to do another one.
Well, it's just nice. It's quite nice to find something to watch because
Yeah.
9 times out of 10 you put something on, you watch the
Nothing.
first half of the first episode, and you think,
Oh, I go months. We're not getting past episode 1 or
Yeah,
things. And no.
yeah.
And then, I mean, the other day I put a film on. Oh my God, I got to talk about this. So there's a film called The Boneyard, and it's advertised all over Prime at the moment. And it's Mel Gibson, 50 Cent, bit of an odd one.
yeah,
But it looked true story about, this serial killer buries all these bodies out in this sort of bit of the desert in New Mexico, I think it is. And there's like dozens and dozens of bodies. Well, it might have been 11. It was a lot, all lined up. And they're trying to find it. Honestly, it was terrible.
really.
It was terrible. It's a true story, so they can't help that the story didn't have an ending, that they never caught the bloke.
Yeah.
But basically, it goes along.
Yeah.
There's a shootout scene in, I think it's like a breaker's yard kind of thing. It was a very unconvincing shootout.
Was it?
There was a muzzle flash on every shot, and I'm like, that's been pasted on badly.
Yeah. I see that now when people are in the cold and it's the breath, you
Yeah.
see their breath, it's like,
That's
you
been
can
stuck
see,
on.
you can see that.
So it was a bit iffy, and then it just ended, and I'm like, oh my God, I've just wasted all that time. That was terrible. And then I went on, looking at the reviews on Rotten Tomatoes, and like, everyone hated it.
Yeah, yeah.
I totally got suckered in by a good trailer.
Are you going to watch A Complete Unknown? The Bob Dylan biopic.
Oh, do you know what? I saw the trailer for that the other day.
It's supposed to be amazing.
See, here's the thing. You're a massive fan, aren't
I
you?
am.
I just don't care.
No.
I have no bad feelings toward Bob Dylan. I quite liked watching him look like an alien from another planet while he was filming the We Are the World thing.
Yeah.
But I'm not a big fan,
No.
or even a little fan, really.
No.
It just passed me by.
Yeah.
So I'm not that fussed.
Okay.
But
Good.
I might
Good
out of
chat.
curiosity.
Yeah.
I watched the Elvis thing when that came out.
Is that Joaquin?
No.
That
what's
was
the
Johnny
other-
Cash, wasn't it?
Yeah, I can't remember the guy's name. Very
No.
good actor. And I'm not a big Elvis fan at all, but I watched it and it was it was very, very good.
Yeah.
Totally.
Elvis, I've heard of him.
Yeah, I think he was quite big.
Yeah.
Died in the 70s having a poo, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was 4. I remember.
Yeah. I've had poos like that.
We've all had poos like that, don't we?
Yeah.
We just don't talk about them on podcasts. Right. Tunes, music.
Yes.
What you been listening to the last week, Dan?
What have I been listening to in the last week? I've tend to go back to the same things. I picked up an old Extreme album, Porter Graffiti, Nuno Betancourt, Get the Funk Out. Had a bit of that.
That was a very defined period of the 90s.
It
wasn't
was, yeah, funk
That
metal.
funk
or whatever.
metal
Yeah.
thing with those drums. I
Yeah.
used to love the sound of those drums.
Yeah,
of
I
that
think
era.
they were programmed.
Wow, that would be disappointing if that
yeah,
was true.
I know, but it's just like every snare shot sounds exactly the same as the one
Might have
before
been
it.
triggering samples.
Yeah, might have been. I mean, it was great tom sounds and stuff,
Yeah.
but horns and distorted guitars. Big fan of Nuno, of course.
Yeah.
Bit of Metallica. Oh, I've got Fat of the Land on vinyl, double vinyl. So we had a bit of that.
Nice.
Yeah. And I didn't actually get as far as listening to it, but I thought, God, I think I've got another box of records in the loft. Went up into the loft, 3 massive crates
Wow.
of old, cheap house music.
Cheap house music.
And I thought, I'll get that down. No, I won't. I'll just get the Christmas tree. Another day. Do that another day.
Wow.
Yeah. What about you?
Well, continuing my vinyl rediscovery of things,
You're not going to take that out again, are you?
No, definitely not. Tears for Fears, songs from the Big Chair. Rebought it recently on vinyl. I just forgot how good an album that is.
Yeah.
For a band who, at the time, were probably before that seen as an electronic pop band, all of a sudden it's like the step up in quality of songs and
Is
production.
it one of those that you used to line your PAs with? Was that a Tears for Fears track?
It was. That was Sowing the Seeds of Love album, and it was the song "Woman in Chains." I used to use.
That's right.
Because I think that's one of the most perfect mixes of all time. But yeah, Songs from the Big Chair, just what an album, incredible. And there's just so many good songs, but also as an album, there's two very distinct sides. Side one is like big songs. Side two is maybe lesser known songs, but just the order that it runs in, it's just a really good listen. Really enjoy it. The other thing I discovered was I found a stack of 45s.
Yeah.
Singles that I bought in the 80s. And I don't listen to them very often.
Were they all by the KLF?
No, I haven't got any 45s.
Haven't you?
No, I only ever bought 12 inches. And but I did find some right random records I bought. Stereo MC's Step It Up.
Yeah.
The B-side is
To the left, to the right, Step It Up, Step It Up.
really good sounding record. B-side, they've replaced the vocal with a trumpet. It's quite interesting. I found John Parr, St Elmo's Fire, the theme tune from the John Hughes
I've got my
film.
John Parr on. It's a new John Parr, actually.
It's a nice John Parr.
Thank you, yeah.
But that was a wicked single.
Yeah.
And then the B-side of that, I think it was a song called Treat Me Like an Animal, which is terrible. You know, it's in the days
I've
where
never heard of John Parr.
it was kind of in the UK just
It's a bit below par, that one, was it?
It was a massive hit, but it was, that was a short career, I think. What was the other one I found? West End Girls by the Pet Shop Boys.
Yeah.
And the cool thing was that on the back of my 45, there's a little white sticker with my initials on it. And I'm like, I remember sticking that on there. That was from a party I went to when I was about, so it came out in 85, right? I think. So I would have been 12 or 13. I remember going to a party, a girl in my class at school, and she asked everyone to bring their singles. That's how old I am. I used to go to parties where you'd take your vinyl with you and you'd stick a little sticker on the back so you could get it back at the end.
You know whose it was.
And it's still on there. How mad's that? Right, so there we go. That's episode 2. Don't forget to like and follow and maybe subscribe. And what else have we got down on the social media front? We have got
We've got a TikTok now, apparently.
We've got a TikTok, so go and follow that. And maybe you came from TikTok to here, but if you didn't, go from here to there.
Either way,
follow us, and we will see you next time for episode 3.
Tra.
Adios.